Hey, welcome back to the AnKorage where everything is awesome. And this is Wednesday, September 13th. So, all day long. Let's get into some ODINQuest. Well, welcome on back to ODINQuest. It's Wednesday. And so, that means this is essentially a vlog of sorts. So, I'm just going to recount a few different things and we'll call it a day. So, I hope it's not too long. So, first up is back in 2017, so 6 years ago, I got involved with this thing. This is a Raspberry Pi. Specifically, it's a Raspberry Pi 2. And I got involved with a Minecraft server software development for the Raspberries. I was a QA person, and so from an end user standpoint, not with the code. I didn't look at the code or anything like that. I just being an end user tester, essentially. And so I used this as my testing environment, as it were. And the project went on for a couple of years until it stopped. And I happen to have the latest release on the micro SD right here, and it's fully built, and it's there for prosperity or something. I don't know, but it's in here, and this runs, and you can play Minecraft with this. But I stopped my involvement with Minecraft after Microsoft bought it out from Notch, and which he regretted, by the way. He regretted selling it. So, but that's on him. So, I did testing on that for a little bit, and then I have my production Raspberries right here. Here they are. And I ran Minecraft servers on all four of these for a little bit. But after the project went stale and everything like that, I basically reconfigured a little bit and dropped it down to two of them, which were these two in the center here. I used one for Nextcloud Pi. I was involved in that project a little bit as their social media person for a little bit. But when I stopped playing Minecraft, there was no point in me doing much of anything else. And the Nextcloud Pi development got to a certain point, and then I started having problems with my instance. That wasn't my fault. It was actually their fault. Started conflicting with the operational side of things. So I stopped and I said, sorry, I can't do this anymore. So I handed it back to them, and there hasn't been a post on there ever since. Some people have been like, oh, we've been trying to, but we can't get in there, stuff like that. I'm like, talk to so-and-so and kick off a password reset. And you've got access back. That simple. Yeah. Which, of course, they'd be like, no, it's not that simple because we can't talk to that person anymore. Of course, I have no idea if that's actually said, but I actually reconfigured these some time ago. Two of them, those two center ones, be file servers. And here are the drives. So one was used by me, just 500 gigs, and the other was another 500 gig for someone else in the household. But that person bought a new computer, it's got storage up the wazoo, never even never asked me to reconnect them to it. And so I've got all their data right on this guy. And if there's any interest, they could take this, just plug it straight into their machine and go find it. It's not that difficult, but you'd have to dig down a few tiers in the folder structure to get to it. But I know where it is. He probably doesn't. You could find it. Just needs to put the work into it. That's it. So that's it for my Raspberries, stuff like that. Do I have any plans to do any future stuff with them? not right now. I might in the future, so I'm going to be keeping them. They're going to be right up there on the shelf. But in the time being, they're just going to sit up there, look pretty, and just be for display. Hurricane Lee is on its way up. It's currently southwest of Bermuda, but it'll be more or less here in like 4.5 days. It's just going to be, it's coming up along the coast, kind of. It's going to be out at sea, maybe like 100 miles or so. So the outer bands of the precipitation may reach, we might get hit by it, but by that precipitation. So we might get a little rain, a little wind, but nothing significant. The worst that we're going to have is the stuff out on the coast, down at Hampton Beach, North Beach, Hampton, Rye, those areas. The surf swells, maybe some wind too, who knows, maybe some rain. But the projected tracks a couple of days ago had 2 tracks that were going to be near us and one going over us. Those have since dissipated off, and those projections are now invalid, and so it's all offshore now. So it'll come up by us. We might get some clouds. We'll definitely get clouds, but we might get a little rain. We might get a little wind, and there we go. The video this past Friday was a CraftQuest video from my Minecrafty days with using Craftbean on that Raspberry Pi. I've put it back, but and it was about at the time of that recording. Well, at the time of that world being generated, it was my most involved on that one. It started off on the Micro ATX box. I ported it over and built it up and used it, and so I recommend everybody going back and watching that. However, what I've noticed, particularly with the CraftQuest videos of those Minecraft worlds, is viewer retention is all of that of like maybe about a minute, and these are like 20 plus minutes each. So based on that behavior, everybody that's watching is watching on their phone, and they're just wiping away. These aren't shorts. This isn't TikTok. This isn't Tinder. It's not really worth swiping, because these are long form videos, and those are what I focus on. Do I do shorts? Sure, I do shorts. I get my most viewership on shorts, but that's not why I'm doing them. It's just because I've got little tidbits I kind of throw together. I've got a few minutes to kill, and so I kill them, and there we go. And the whole point of these long form videos is that you sit down and you pay attention. Is that happening? Not according to the analytics. And that's not me. So that's the end of that. This upcoming Friday's video, I'm going to touch base a little bit about, it's Solera Quest. It's about the Solaria right down here. It is entitled, let's visit the data center in my box. And, or data center in a box. I talk about Solaria, the case, I give a tour of the outside and the inside of it, and how it was used, how it was born, and how it is now, and everything. And I have an expansion for it, and I covered the expansion. And it's also a little bit of a review of that expansion. So, which I actually bought it from Amazon, so my review on Amazon points to that video. At least it should, and if it doesn't, I'll go back and I'll double check on it, and if it doesn't, then I'll add it in there, but it should already be there. But anyways, that's Friday's video, so why don't you come on Friday and check that out. the YouTube algorithms regarding copyright strikes. You know, I'm not affected because I don't monetize any of my videos. But they've made a change that they've put in where for during their checks, you know, when you upload a video and you're going through your posting screens, you know, there's one that says, okay, it's uploading, okay, we're converting, okay, now we're checking it for, you know, copyrighted material, or, you know, any checks where we need to bang it with something. And for copyright in particular, regarding audio, there was a time when we could actually play up to 8 seconds of copyrighted audio before it would pick up on it and say, oh, here's a, not necessarily a strike, unless it, you know, if it was a habitual thing, you would get, of course, a channel strike or a community strike. It's not a, yeah, and that is a farce in itself. Community, yeah, it's not the community, it's their community, which is their people in their building out there in California, San Francisco, I think. Could be wrong, but anyways, yeah, so, you know, looking down through my list of videos, a whole bunch I've started getting hits with these copyrights claims, and that's because of my end graphic. It happens to use the song Skál by Miracle of Sound, and you know, I only use like the last lyric and the word Skál a couple times, but it reads that and it scans it and it goes, oh, that's copyright. Yeah, if you look at my disclaimer, I blow that out of the water. So, because of fair use for if you're using something for personal reasons, then you know, fair use is leaned in your direction regarding copyright. So, there we go. I don't monetize, therefore I'm allowed because of that. That quote there, which I play at the beginning of every video. So, of course, it's shorter, but it just needs to show up and go away. So that's what I'm doing now. You may not see that take effect for a little bit because I've got a whole bunch of videos that are still using the longer version of that. You'll start seeing a shorter version of my end graphic because of that audio. So instead of having it at 8 seconds, they can now scan it and see it at 5 seconds. So now I'm shortening it down so that it's within 5 seconds. So the chance of Skál, those are disappearing. So take that, YouTube. In the future, keep an eye out for a new video topic title called ODINQuest. I don't plan on making it its own playlist right now because I want to have it for any of the topic titles. You know, I want there to be at least 5 videos, and then I'll make it into a playlist. So I've got one called ODINQuest that's going to be in progress at some point. It almost kind of already is. If you look at one of the first AnKorage extra videos, where I more or less restore a couple of phone jacks, the one in here, which is right back there, and another one in the bedroom, which is behind the camera. You know, I have something else planned out that I'm obtaining what I need for it. Here's one of the pieces. The rest of them are being delivered tomorrow. But you know, you can see from the color, this is rubbed bronze coloring at least. So it may be steel and just maybe painted, but whatever. But I'm gonna be doing some other stuff in the bathroom regarding this. I'll take a wild guess at what this is for. Let me know in the comments down below. So there we are. It's the coloring in there in the videos have been kind of yellow, is because of the motif I've got going on in there. So I'll describe that more in that video. So I'm I might have to break it down because it's multiple parts in itself. So, and it's kind of a big project. So there we're going on that. And that's pretty much everything that I've got going on. Oh, I do have something. It's been a little while, but I have a new edition of Dinner Quest coming out. And it's a long one as far as producing goes, because it's going to take, like a week to, get all the little clips together. Because it is a multi-day project. Not so much a meal thing, but you'll see in the video. So yeah, and I really don't have anything else really to go over right now. That's pretty much all that I've got going on. It's the kind of sort of the middle of September, so we've got the Halloween month coming up, and some people had their decorations out at the end of August, and that is moronic. Of course, the stores were already selling stuff, namely candy. But other places being like, hey, we need to be, a season ahead. Idiots, but I don't run those businesses, so that's not on me. That's on them. That's their fault. Stuff like that. So I don't eat a lot of candy, so I do have my preference, but whatever. So anyways, that's really going to do it for this edition of ODINQuest. And you can see the Odin's Raven back there as I take a peek and I see it in the frame. So there we go. And that's pretty much it. So come back on Friday for come look at the data center in a box for Solera Quest, and for its expansion. I'm doing a lot with that box, and it's being so much more than what it was. It's so much better. But there we go. Oh yeah, and one last thing on the Linux side of things, talking about, their Tux right up here. I run Linux Mint Debian Edition on my Linux box on Valeria, and it's currently running LMDE version 5, and the beta for LMDE 6 is in beta, and it's out. So the plan is for that to be released by the end of the month. So I'm excited for that. Now, will I actually upgrade it right away? No. I might not upgrade it until my monthly maintenance window for October, because I only do maintenance once a month, and it's later in the month, and and that will actually give the time necessary for any bugs and stuff that are caught to be rectified and mitigated and things of that sort. So that's what I'm waiting for there. So if you've watched it all the way up to this point, awesome for you. If you just pulled the TikTok on it, shame on you. Let me know you got this far with 2 pineapples in the comments. I would appreciate it. And maybe someday I'll describe why that I ask for those. But it's really not much more than I like pineapples. They're tasty, they're good, and they're healthy. So there we go. So, organic, non-GMO. Protect the environment. Reduce your carbon footprint. Sorry, Tom, you drive in the van. I'm sorry, but you're excused. Because you drive a lot, but not every other minute. You're not like the semi trucks that are going back and forth from coast to coast every few days or every week. So there we go. All right. So thank you very much. We will talk to you in the next one. So thank you very much, and Skál.